It is Friday, June 7th, and the Whiff Report is back in your life. I'm Matt Modi, and I'm going to have 3 pitcher props for you guys to lock in. So, still taking a little bit of a hiatus on the Dawn Report, giving out these home run picks because I've just been so distraught at how the last couple days have been. I probably will end up getting back to it, but just needed to take a break. But I am back with these pitcher props. Yesterday didn't go our way. I only got one of my 3 plays to cash. We were 1 and 2 down a little bit less than a unit. Hunter Green did not pitch a good game, but he did get a bunch of strikeouts, and I took his under strikeouts, so that one was an L. Sonny Gray just had a terrible performance. He should be ashamed of himself against the Rockies, but at least I was able to cash out my juicy plus money banger Tanner Houck over 18.5 outs. Obviously, because of the 1 and 3 day, we were down. On the entire season, if you look at strictly the Whiff Report, we are down a little bit over a unit, but we started off super slow when we started doing these pitcher props. And since I came back on May 18th, which is the date you see here, we're up over 3 units. So it's been pretty good since I came back from that hiatus. So the beginning of the year was rough. I took about a month off. Since then, it's been pretty good. Now, we're in a little bit of a cold streak over the past 5 days or so, 4 days, but overall, things have been pretty good. So hopefully we can keep that going today with our 3 props. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you're interested. And then we can just get right into it. So our first play is in the Red Sox versus White Sox game. I'm taking Garrett Crochet over 16.5 outs. This is offered at -105 odds at bet 365. So what we're really doing for this one, we are backing an absolutely studly dominant pitcher in Garrett Crochet for the White Sox, who's going up against a pretty mediocre offense against left-handed pitching in the Red Sox. We're not necessarily fading a horrible offense. We're just backing a pitcher that's awesome. And the Red Sox, if you look at them against left-handed pitching, they're pretty much average across the board. Any metric you could possibly look at, advanced metric, non-advanced metric, they're about average. This is specifically against lefties over the last 2 weeks. They're 16th in WRC+, so slightly below average, 14th in WOBA, 14th in WRAA, that's just weighted runs added above average. They're 16th in ISO rate, so that's a little bit low in power. 14th in OPS, 15th in slugging. And for the purposes of actually getting guys on base and racking up a bunch of just pitches because a bunch of batters get on base, they're 19th in on-base percentage, and they're 20th in terms of average. So those 2 numbers are pretty basic, but they're actually pretty good if you want someone to last long into a game. Now, 19th ranked, 20th ranked, that just means 10th and 11th lowest in the MLB. Now, I will admit the one thing that the Red Sox do at an above average level is they have a decently high walk rate. It's 10th highest walk rate, so it's not super high, but it is above average. But the good news is Crochet has a super low walk rate. His is at 5.4%. That's the 16th lowest walk rate in the entire MLB. So yeah, every category you can possibly look at, the Celtics, the Red Sox, I'm still in NBA mode. The Red Sox are an average offense against lefties. Now you want to look at Garrett Crochet. He is an absolute stud. His ERA is 3.49, which you might think that's nothing to write home about. Well, all his advanced stats show that he's getting pretty unlucky to have even still a decent ERA. His expected ERA is 2.19. His FIP is 2.88, and his expected FIP is 2.50. Both of his expected numbers are lower than his actual numbers, which shows that he's due for some positive regression. And by the way, that expected ERA of 2.19, that is legitimately the best xERA in the entire MLB. The next closest guy is Tyler Glasnow. It's pretty good company to be in. He allows a super low barrel rate of 5.4%. That's the 9th lowest barrel rate in the MLB. A decently low hard hit rate of 35.5%. That's the 25th lowest hard hit rate in the entire MLB. And his Sierra, which just looks at the batted balls and all of that, is at 2.49, which is a comically low number. For Sierra, 4 is average. 2.49 is really, really below average. So he has been awesome. He's been awesome recently, and instead of fading recent results, I want to keep backing him. He's gone over 16.5 outs in 3 straight starts, and he's done it in 5 of 6 as well. Now, the unlucky stretch that Garrett Crochet had was in the middle of the season, where he had a stretch where he did not clear this number in 5 straight starts. But I still think that this is being too undervalued because nobody cares about the White Sox. Because if you look at his win rate on the entire season, it's nothing to write home about. But how he's been recently, one of the best pitchers in the MLB. So I will gladly take him to just get 2 outs in the 6th inning, getting us to cash this prop. Next up, Rockies versus Cardinals game. I'm looking at Lance Lynn under 5.5 strikeouts, minus 102 odds at FanDuel. So I took a strikeout prop over against the Rockies yesterday. That was Sonny Gray. Got completely burned with that one. Now we're taking an under against the Rockies. So it'd be really, really tough if we got double screwed by them. Just flip-flop the wrong days to take the over and the under. But really, 5.5 strikeouts is just simply too high for Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn is a contact pitcher who essentially has no strikeout stuff, especially at this late in his career. He doesn't have the velocity, the spin rate. He just doesn't have strikeout stuff. And really, I don't understand what the books are doing, pricing this at 5.5 and pricing it for roughly even money. Honestly, this over-under should be priced at 4.5 with the under still juiced. Now, yes, more often than not, I do think that the books are smart and know what they're doing. I don't think that's the case for this specific play. And I honestly don't think it's the case for the Garrett Crochet one either. This is a number that Lance Lynn legitimately hasn't hit in 7 straight starts. He's gone under 5.5 strikeouts in 7 straight starts. Now, again, normally I see that and I want to fade those results, but when you look at, even though the Rockies, I will admit, do strike out at an above average rate, I just have a hard time seeing Lance Lynn get to 6 strikeouts. Even against a Little League team, I have a hard time seeing him get to 6 strikeouts. The Rockies' strikeout rate is about 25%. That is a below average number. It's not awful. Awful strikeout rate is 27% or worse. 25% is close, but it's just below average as opposed to awful. And you look at Lance Lynn, he's got awful strikeout stuff. A strikeout rate of 21.2%, 23rd lowest in the MLB. Swinging strike rate of 10%, which is 27th lowest in the MLB. And he has a called strike plus whiff rate. So how often do players either swing and miss, or have a called strike at 23.9%? That is the 3rd lowest called strike plus whiff rate in the entire MLB. So yeah, he's not the worst strikeout pitcher in the entire MLB. He's not Patrick Corbin, but Patrick Corbin's over-under is like 3.5. And Lance Lynn's is all the way up at 5.5. That's just too high of a number. For context, our friends at Ballpark Pal, they think his over-under should be set at 4.5. They have him at almost exactly 4.5 strikeouts. So getting this under 5.5 for roughly even money, I think is an awesome play. I absolutely love this one. Really, I love the board today. If we have a tough day today, I would be pretty disappointed because I love what we have today. And I love this third one as well. We're heading back to the Red Sox versus White Sox game, and I'm taking Cooper Criswell over 4.5 strikeouts plus 100 odds at FanDuel. So yes, I'm going back to this game. I'm just taking taking a strikeout prop for the other pitcher on the mound, this time in Cooper Criswell. And this is another situation where I just think that this is a little bit of a missed price line on Cooper Criswell. And at least this one I understand. I get why this is priced at 4.5 with the overpriced at exactly even money of plus 100. Cooper Criswell has made 10 starts this season. He's only gone over 4.5 strikeouts in 4 of those 10 starts. So the common public is going to see that win percentage, 40%, say, okay, well, the under should be the play here, right? That's what we're doing. We're taking the under. But if you look into the 10 starts that he has this year, he's gone over in 4 of his last 6. So since that 0-4 start, he's actually been pretty good from a strikeout department. And he's going against the White Sox team that strikes out like crazy. Last night, Tanner Houck, right-handed pitcher, struck out 9 against the White Sox. The start prior to that, Jamison Tyone, who was not a strikeout pitcher by any means, struck out 6. The start before that, Freddie Peralta struck out 7. If you look at the last 2 weeks, the White Sox have the second highest strikeout rate in the entire MLB at 27.2%. Now, that is admittedly a low number to have the highest strikeout rate in the MLB. Normally the highest is like 28% and above, but still, they're the only team above 27%, and they're close to the 27.5%, which is the awful worst grading that FanGraphs gives. They're at 27.2%. So they have a ton of dudes in the lineup that strike out. Now, the risk with Cooper Criswell is that his pitch count, he's normally capped at 80. Only rarely does he go above 80. Like once this year, he hit 100. Every other start, he's been capped at 80. So you can really expect him to throw 80 pitches. So he will most likely need to cash this in the first 5 innings. But again, he has done that in 4 of his last 6 starts. And if you look at his strikeout rate since that date, so since May 5th, which is when his hot streak started, he's been pretty good. Like his strikeout rate on the entire season, 22.7%. That's about average, slightly above average. You isolate it to May 5th and on, when his hot streak started, that strikeout rate jumps up to 25.6%, which is a well above average number. That strikeout rate of 25.6%, that will rank 21st in the MLB if you just extrapolated that out to all qualified pitchers. So 5 strikeouts against the White Sox, he should be able to get even in a low pitch count that's going to be capped at the 80 mark. I absolutely love this play. I absolutely love all 3 of the plays that we have today. So let's hope that we have a good day. It feels like a 3-0 day, honestly, if you ask me. Let's hope that happens. At least 2-1 will get us some profit. So I appreciate everybody for watching. Again, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one.